Okay, before we really get into the sources today, let's start with something probably pretty familiar. Think about the last time you wanted to buy something small,
Hmm.
maybe like an iced latte or sign up for a subscription you wanted, and immediately that little voice inside just goes, nope, that's frivolous, you can't afford that.
Yeah. Or maybe you're in the grocery store, you walk past the organic stuff, see the prices, and
Hmm.
feel this genuine kind of, well, panic.
Exactly, thinking, I have to get the cheap option, everything's just too expensive.
Right. Those moments, those little daily limits you put on yourself, that's really the heart of what we're digging into today. Rewiring your brain from scarcity thinking to, well, abundance.
Okay.
And the source material we looked at is pretty clear on this. You really can't attract the success or the joy or the freedom you want until you actually see yourself having it believe it's possible.
Right.
So we've gathered what seem to be the most practical, actionable steps to help make that big cognitive shift happen.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Because if you feel like your life is sort of stuck in this loop of stress, maybe deprivation, always feeling like you're struggling,
Mm-hmm.
those are often the direct results, right?
Eh,
The outcomes of that internal scarcity programming.
Exactly.
So our mission here today is really to give you the tools to shift that underlying story, move towards more abundant thoughts so you can, finally start attracting what you want instead of pushing it away out of fear.
Let's start by defining the scarcity mindset first. It's often, perhaps surprisingly, quite strategic.
Strategic. How so?
Oh, well, the person thinking this way views life very carefully, right? Managing everything to avoid mistakes, avoid risks. The core belief is just simple. There are not enough resources.
Not enough money, opportunities, time, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Not enough to go around for everyone, including you.
And the sources really highlight how damaging that is.
Yeah.
It makes you impatient, possessive over the little good you might have,
Yeah, clinging on to it.
and just constantly anxious. But what I found really fascinating was where this often comes from. The sources talk a lot about financial trauma.
Yes, absolutely. This isn't usually something you just decide on. Financial trauma, it often stems from your upbringing.
Like hearing parents constantly stressed about money, talking about lack, struggle.
Precisely. And the interesting critique here is that even if you become successful later in life, financially speaking, you might still carry these inherited habits.
Oh, right. Like you might become super frugal, real penny pincher, even when you don't need to be.
That, or sometimes the opposite. You might become a chronic overspender, sort of trying to fill that void left by the feeling of lack.
It's not just money, though, is it? The sources mentioned other triggers, too, like people-pleasing.
Definitely. Or deep insecurities, never feeling quite enough, or like you're accepted just as you are. It's this foundational belief that the world is, well, a zero-sum game. Dangerous.
Okay, so that's the scarcity side. What's the alternative? The abundance mindset.
Right, the shift. This is about seeing limitless potential. It's the classic glass half full, sure, but it's more active than just optimism.
Active how?
It means you're intentionally driven towards your goals because that doubt, the thing that holds others back, it just doesn't paralyze you in the same way. You genuinely believe there's always more to receive.
I think one of the clearest distinctions the source material made was about how someone with an abundance mindset reacts when something good actually happens.
Oh, yeah, that's key.
They're grateful, of course,
Yeah.
but there's this immediate follow-up thought, like, okay, universe, thanks, can I have some more of that? They expect good things to continue, to grow.
Whereas the person stuck in scarcity grabs that one good thing and holds on tight, terrified it's going to disappear any second.
Right.
And you see this play out socially, too. Abundant thinkers, they genuinely celebrate other people's successes. They understand that someone else getting a win doesn't take anything away from their own potential.
So they're the ones happy to share advice, resources.
Exactly, because they don't see it as competition. They see collaboration, shared growth. There's enough for everyone.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but let's get practical. How does this actually play out? The sources use these examples, Lola for scarcity and Athena for abundance, right?
Yes, Lola and Athena. Let's look at Lola first, trying to start a business. The moment she hits any kind of snag, a tech issue, a money problem,
She just assumes it's over, failure is inevitable.
pretty much, she gets totally sidetracked, comparing herself to others who she thinks made it already, and she basically gives up.
And crucially, because she's so afraid of lack, she says yes to absolutely everything.
Every single opportunity, even if it's not really aligned with what she wants, or worse, if the pay is way too low.
Like, no, like just fear. fear that nothing else will come along.
That's the core of it. She's always waiting impatiently for some big break, like winning a contest or something, instead of just focusing on building what she already has in the present.
Okay, so that's Lola. Now Athena, same situation, same competitive world. She hits obstacles too.
Right, but her reaction is totally different. She shifts her focus. She assumes those successful people probably went through years of hard work, struggle, failures.
So she sees it as part of the process.
Exactly. She sees obstacles not as roadblocks, but as challenges, things that actually help her grow, increase her knowledge. Failure is just data, information for the next step.
And this leads to a massive difference in behavior, something Lola could never do. Boundaries.
Huge. Athena is amazing at setting boundaries. She'll confidently say no to opportunities, even shiny ones, if they undercut her value or don't align.
Because she trusts something better is possible.
She knows it. She has faith that the right things will come. She's patient. She's actually happy now, not waiting until she's older or prettier or richer or whatever else.
Okay, so that really sets up the kind of mental shifts we need to make then. Moving away from Lola's fear towards Athena's trust.
Precisely. Which brings us to the first essential reframe.
Which is?
Viewing life through Athena's lens. Assume everything is always working out for your best interest, even the hard stuff.
Okay. Like getting rejected from a job actually means something bigger and better is coming.
Or maybe just something different and better suited is coming. Or a painful breakup means you were somehow protected because it wasn't the right fit long term.
But isn't there a danger of that becoming, toxic positivity? Just ignoring real pain?
That's a fair question. The sources suggest it's not about instantly feeling happy about bad news. It's about intentionality.
Okay.
You're consciously training your brain to look for the next opportunity, the lesson, the path forward, rather than getting stuck in the idea that this one rejection defines your limit or your worth.
So the rejection isn't the end of the story. It just closed one specific door.
Exactly. It doesn't limit the total pool of resources available to you.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's tackle the big one that fuels so much scarcity. Money. The second shift is about reframing spending, right? Money is value, not loss.
Yes. You don't lose money when you spend it thoughtfully. You gain value.
Give me some examples.
Okay, spending $50 on groceries gains you nutrients, health, energy. Spending $200 on a concert ticket gains memories, joy, maybe a shared experience. The money itself is just paper or digits. Its only value is in what you trade it for.
Right. But the sources had a really important warning here, didn't they? You can't just spend like crazy and call it abundance thinking.
Absolutely not. You have to maintain solid financial boundaries, spend intentionally on what provides real value.
How do you define that real value, though? That seems tricky.
It requires self-awareness, intention. Is that $200 concert ticket real value if you're short on rent? Probably not.
Right.
But is feeling guilty over a $5 latte automatically scarcity thinking? The sources suggest yes, it is. If a purchase aligns with your genuine needs or goals, health, joy, learning, connection, necessary resources, it's likely value. If it's just mindless consumerism or emotional spending to avoid feelings, that's leaning towards lack.
Okay. Speaking of avoidance, the next shift tackles Lola's big distraction. Stop the comparison game, especially now, with social media everywhere.
Oh, massively important. Another person's blessing is never your loss.
The scarcity mindset sees someone else's success and thinks.
They took something that could have been mine. There's only so much success to go around.
Whereas the abundant thinker sees it and thinks.
Wow, that's amazing. If they can do it, it proves it's possible. Maybe I can learn something here. It's proof of concept.
Yeah. The sources were really clear. Never wish to trade lives with anyone. You just don't know their hidden struggles, their mental health, their family stuff.
Your path is unique, tailored for you. Be grateful for your own journey, bumps and all.
Okay, this next one feels like a really powerful practical hack. The fourth shift. Instead of stating limitations.
Yes. Instead of looking at that fancy car or dream job and saying, I can't afford that, or I don't have the experience.
You change the statement into a question. Stop stating. Start questioning.
Exactly. Ask, how can I afford this? Or how can I get that experience? What skills do I need?
It completely shifts the energy, doesn't it? A statement is a dead end. A question opens things up.
Instantly. It forces your brain into problem-solving mode instead of shutdown mode. It's behavior change triggered by a simple shift in language.
That's really powerful. Okay, fifth shift for daily thinking.
Channel your ideal self. So when you're facing a challenge, feeling nervous, maybe heading into a difficult conversation.
You visualize the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
The most confident, successful you.
Yes. And you ask, What would that version of me do right now? And then this is key. You immediately act on that answer.
So you don't wait until you magically become that person.
No, you act as if you already are. Confidence, as the sources point out, comes from achievement. And achievement starts with taking action, even small actions aligned with that ideal self.
Okay, these mindset shifts are crucial. But thinking isn't enough, right? The sources emphasized habits, daily actions.
Absolutely. Thoughts need to be backed by behavior, otherwise that old scarcity programming just creeps back in. So let's talk lifestyle changes. Habit A, working confidently.
Which comes from achievement.
Right. It means actually taking time to dream big, maybe make a vision board, actually write down your goals, put them on some kind of timeline, and then commit to getting just, say, 1% better each day in whatever area you're focused on.
The sources mention practical tools for this, like online learning platforms.
Yeah, things like Skillshare or Coursera, places where you can pick up concrete skills, video editing, graphic design, whatever moves you towards that goal. They also brought up the 80-20 principle.
Ah, the Pareto principle.
Yeah.
80% of results from 20% of effort.
Exactly. Applied here, it means identifying and focusing your energy on that critical 20% of actions that will actually make the biggest difference in reaching your goals. Work smarter, not just harder, on the right things.
Okay, next habit. This one sounds a bit intense. Changing your inner circle.
It does, but it's about protecting your mindset, shielding yourself from constant negativity. One source even quoted the 48 laws of power.
Oh, the Robert Greene book. That's pretty hardcore strategy stuff.
It is, and it describes negative, complaining people as being like infections.
Wow, strong language.
It underscores the point, though. Their mindset can rub off on you if you're constantly exposed. So the action isn't necessarily cutting off family, but consciously changing who influences you daily.
Ow. By actively choosing positive input.
Yes. Daily doses of self-development books, maybe podcasts hosted by successful people you admire, reading articles aligned with your goals. Actively filter the voices you allow in your head.
Okay. Habit C is about letting go. This seems deeply tied to scarcity. Hoarding stuff, holding on to grudges.
Totally. A lack mindset makes you cling to everything clutter in your closet, jobs that aren't right, relationships that have run their course.
Because you fear nothing better will replace them.
Exactly. So the action here can feel radical. Give away those clothes you never wear, trusting you'll have the resources for new ones later. Maybe create distance from friends or even partners who don't align with your higher aspirations, trusting better connections will come.
And forgiving grudges.
Yes. Holding on to anger and resentment, that's wasted energy that keeps you stuck in the past. Forgive, forget, move on. Grudges are an anchor to lack.
This connects back to money too, right?
Right.
Habit D. Treat yourself and time abundance.
Right. Feeling guilty about that small latte we talked about. That's engaging with lack. Spending money mindfully signals to your subconscious and maybe the universe that you trust money flows both ways out and back in.
And if money is genuinely tight, you can't just spend.
Then you practice abundance with your time. Stop the glorification of hustle culture. You don't need to work 24/7.
Sacrificing sleep and self-care isn't a badge of honor.
Not in an abundance mindset. That mindset trusts that the work, the opportunities, they'll still be there even if you take time to rest and recharge. You'll actually be more effective when you do.
Okay, habit E feels like the daily bedrock, daily gratitude.
Simple but incredibly powerful. Just journal maybe 3 quick bullet points each evening, or tell someone, a partner or a friend, something you were grateful for that day.
And the benefit is, it retrains your brain.
Exactly. It trains your mind to actively look for the good things, the beautiful moments, the wholesome interactions during the day, things you might have totally missed before. Life starts to feel more abundant right now, regardless of external circumstances.
Makes sense. Okay, final habit. Habit F, daydreaming and visualization.
This is about priming your brain before sleep. Close your eyes, imagine yourself living that dream life. What does it feel like, look like, sound like? The money, the house, the relationship.
Play like a movie in your head.
Yeah. The crucial part is to avoid going to bed ruminating on problems, anxieties, worst-case scenarios.
Because that lowers your vibration.
Well, putting it more psychologically, it primes your brain for fear and negativity while you sleep. You're basically instructing your subconscious to worry all night, reinforcing those scarcity pathways. You need to consciously train it to focus on possibility instead.
Right, dream instead of worry. Okay. So we've covered a lot. The definitions, Lola versus Athena, those 5 key mental shifts, and then the 6 daily habits. The common thread seems to be belief and intentional action.
Absolutely. Proactive belief coupled with intense intentionality. It's not passive wishing, it's active rewiring. The sources actually suggest a great homework exercise to tie this all together.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Try journaling your current worries, like really list them out. And then right next to each worry, write the abundant counter thought or question. Physically practice that reframing.
Ah, like transforming the statement into the question we talked about earlier.
Exactly. And connecting that to the bigger picture. Maybe think about this. What's the one scarcity statement that really runs on repeat in your head? It might be about money or time or your abilities.
And if you're really committed right now to flipping that one statement into an intentional question or an affirmation,
hmm
what shift in energy, even a tiny one, would you feel immediately? That feeling, that possibility, that's the power of abundance just waiting for you to tap into it.
Something powerful to think about. Keep exploring that idea, practice those questions. And thank you for taking this deep dive with us today.